We are back with Patrick Olson with Carfax. We're talking about recalls, car theft protections, and just kind of any general automotive question. All right, so off the bat, I got three things. You know, is my Nissan on a recall for airbags? It's a 2017 Armada. Do I have to replace a 2018? What about my Kia 2004? Okay, there's however many million Takata airbag recalls?
6.4 million nationwide, 41,000 just in your area.
Okay, so with that said, there is a way, and everyone, no matter what kind of car you have, you should be checking to see any kind of recall that you have.
Absolutely. And what I do often is I check when the clock goes forward, when the clock goes back. And again, you can go to Carfax.com recall or go to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. I will tell you, when you put in your VIN, we're not tracking you. We're not keeping that data in our database. We're just simply looking to see if there's an unfixed recall. So you're not giving away any privacy, but what you are learning is whether or not your car is safe.
All right, same thing with the government website as well. You're putting in your VIN, it's just gonna list and tell you what's open and what's not. All right, this person says, my driveway has an incline. I usually back in and park first, but I put my emergency brake on, then put on my regular park gear. I was told I should put the car in neutral and then put the emergency brake release on. What's the correct way? I've never heard of putting the emergency brake on before you hit park.
Me neither. My best advice is when you get into your driveway and you have the car where you want it, put it in park. In most cars with an automatic transmission, there's what they call a parking pin, and that will do the initial stopping to make sure your car doesn't roll forward. If at the very, very rare occasion that a parking pin should break, that's why you're putting on the emergency brake. But I would pull in, get the position I want, put it in park, apply the emergency brake. You should be great.
Okay. All right. This next question is, do recalls expire?
Well, it's interesting. For the most part, the answer is no. But the reality is the federal law is a recall. Dealers are forced to repair them for free for a consumer for up to 15 years after the recall is issued. But in reality, very, very few cars are still on the road 15 years after a recall is issued.
Okay, but they will do it for free.
And it's after the recall is issued, not the year that you purchased the car. So for example, the Nissans who got a do not drive today, the clock starts for them from today for 15 years forward. And these are cars that are 2002 to 2006. So by that point, they would be very, very old cars indeed.
Certainly. Okay. All right, this next question is, I have a 2016 Honda Accord. If they steal the converter off, how much does it cost to repair it? How long does that take? And will they do other damage when they're trying to steal that catalytic converter?
So catalytic converter thieves are not concerned about what they're doing to your car. So yes, the answer is they could do a lot of other damage unintentionally to your car. The reality is if you have only liability insurance and you don't have comprehensive insurance, then the cost of replacing that catalytic converter is on you. That could run you $2,000 to $3,000 to replace it. And the other issue that we've seen, particularly on the West Coast in Los Angeles, is that it can take weeks or months to get a replacement. So many cars out there have been targeted that there is a backlog of getting replacement catalytic converters. So yes, it can take some time.
All right, so let me ask this question, because a lot of times recalls are issued and there is no way to fix it, kind of like the whole Kia thing that's going on. Why is it that a recall is issued if they can't fix it? Well,
the issue is that the federal government has, in the last decade or so, cracked down on automakers who don't issue a recall soon enough. Their complaint to automakers is, you know there's a problem, you should warn everyone right now, whether or not you have a remedy available right now. And that has created this gap between the discovery of the problem and the discovery of a remedy. And unfortunately, consumers are caught in the middle of that. Automakers would rather, I think, wait till they had a remedy, but Toyota, GM, others have been hit with tens of millions of dollar fines for not reporting them early enough. So that's why we have the situation today where the recall is issued and the automakers are not ready to deal with it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Patrick, during our 5 o'clock newscast, I did a story about how you can find your cabin air filter. It's usually in your glove compartment, and how you can change it for a whole lot cheaper than what the dealership will do. So someone's asking, can you order a cabin filter for like an older car, like a 97 Toyota?
You should. Well, particularly if it's Toyota, there are a lot of 97 Toyotas still kicking around. You may wind up with what we call an aftermarket one, so you want to make sure you do your due diligence. You know, if you're buying it online, check out the reviews and make sure that it works well in your model. But absolutely, 97 Toyotas, there are millions of them still running around. You should not have a problem finding them.
Okay. Someone just says, I have a 2018 Chevy Malibu. Is the auto stop feature actually doing more harm than good? It feels like the longer I have my car, the harder it feels when it kicks in.
I've not seen any data that suggests it's harming engines at all. I do know that there are some drivers who are annoyed by that little bit of lag as you wait for it to kick back on when you're trying to get into traffic, but I don't have any data that suggests one way or the other what it's doing to your engine.
Okay, for those of us who are about to get on the road, maybe we didn't go anywhere for Memorial Day, but we are going to take a road trip this summer. Let's talk about gas mileage and actually doing the speed limit.
Well, doing the speed limit helps you in lots of ways. One, it's going to reduce your use of fuel economy. And some people will say, wait a minute, when I'm doing 70, 75, I don't think I'm doing any worse than when I'm doing 55 or 65. It's not true. The faster you go, the more you're going to eat up the gas. So that's a good reason not to speed. The second thing is speed kills. The faster you go, the more danger you represent both to yourself in your car and to other vehicles. So it may seem like these trips take forever, but I guarantee you, the more you keep it to the speed limit, the safer you're going to be, the safer everyone around you is going to be.
All right, good to know. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to check in with the forecast. We've got one last segment. Make sure you get your auto question in 336-379-5775.